Our next question is collecting payments. How do you collect, in our case, a retainer, and then any payments, and then your balance due? Cubbie, you'll start since Dan started the last one and took all the...
Sure. So we have a deposit or retainer that is due at the time of the contract signing. By Iowa law, they have 10 days to get everything returned back to them. So I allow them that. I didn't give them 10 days. I'm never here to put a full court press on somebody. I want to seem like one of those anxious DJs, like, you better book me within 24 hours. Not at all. If they feel that pressure, I don't want them to feel that pressure at all. And then we have a 90-day payment and a 30-day payment. And it just basically breaks up our packages so they can afford it, makes it easier for them. And it also just helps me financially, being in multi-op in Iowa when it's not as busy. I got 90-day payments coming in January for my March. So it helps me financially to stay where money's coming in all year round. Mm-hmm. Forms that I take, Square, Venmo, checks, whatever's cows here in Iowa. I'll take some cattle.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll take any form of payment that they have. I want to make it as easy as I can for them. So I do have credit cards as my Square processor. I use Venmo if that's easiest for them. I checks, like I said, whatever's easiest for them.
Sure. Dan.
So I have just as with Cubbie, I've got a retainer fee that's due with the contract is about it's about 25. It's about 20 to 25% of the basic package total. Like it's a set amount. Like it's just a set amount, but it ends up being about 25% of my lowest package. And then that's kind of the way I worked it for that. And then my final payment is 60 days prior. That's when I sit down. I don't do any in the middle payments. I do have a payment portal on my DJEP. So if I will have couples that want to break it up. I even have one for next June. It was the weirdest thing because every once in a while I'd see $150 come through and I was like, what's that coming from? Like, it was just the weirdest thing. And that's what she was doing. Like she was doing monthly payments until it was completely paid off. And it was just the way that she decided that she wanted to do it. It's a percentage that's taken out. I use Square for that percentage that's taken out. So it's, kind of stunk. It would be the same though if she made one big payment or broke it up. And then, obviously cash, check, or charge. Since I've gone to DJEP, it's been more charge, obviously, because I've got Square set up from that standpoint. It kind of stinks. But it's kind of the nature of, oh my gosh, this has been so much easier. And it's a couple clicks and it's done. I don't have to worry about it coming in the mail. I don't have to worry about getting to the bank to deposit. Like it's a pain, but it's there in the end. John?
Retainer. I've had one retainer that was paid by check here in the last probably 2 years. And I had one, we required the final payment to be done a month in advance if it's going to be via check. And I've had one check come through this year. That was for the retainer, or not the retainer, for the balance due. It's like one came in, it's like, okay, how do I deal with this? Lori, take this to the bank for me. I haven't put
this thing.
Yeah, it's like everyone is using some form of digital or online payment, and many are using the DJ Event Planner portal. The very first time somebody made a payment, I didn't even know I had it set up, and I had put the information, and all of a sudden it's like, you've received a payment from your what? I was thinking it was some sort of a spam thing. It's like, oh no, I better check into this. So that's worked very well. The interesting thing in our area, when we're doing local weddings, which we can do within 10 miles of our rural area here, is I have a number of people who are like, can we just pay cash? Because we know you small businesses prefer cash over credit card and different things. And can we just do that? I mean, I'm not, green works too, but it's very interesting how many times that comes up and people would just rather do cash, a cash payment. So I'm not going to complain on that one. It's just a weird anomaly. It's like online retainer and then cash the night of is what they prefer to do. So.
One thing, and I'll speak to Mike Walter, because he talked about this at DJX just recently, because somebody asked, like, kind of how do you do it? I'm not necessarily the breakdown, but he has it set up that he does credit cards for the retainer fee, but then for the final payment, if you want to make it using a credit card, they're in Jersey, which apparently allows them to add the processing fee to the total. So basically it says, if you want to use a credit card, be aware you're going to be charged the extra percentage fee. However, if you want to send a check, here's our address. And he says that the number of credit card transactions for the final payment has dropped significantly, and they're using a lot of checks. So people obviously are taking advantage of that. And I think, John, you hit the nail on the head. Like it's becoming more common that people are recognizing the small businesses and how much they're getting hit for those, that they're more willing to, you know what? I don't need the airline miles. I don't need the tiny little percentage back. If it means I'm going to help a small business, I'm willing to help you out.
Right.
So,
and I think that's really the thought process for a lot of folks. All right, let's jump to our next question.